Hi guys, it's jackpunkington, and today we are back with album reviews. I am reviewing Garden of Misery by Tribe 989, a awesome Michigan metal band that I was fortunate enough to actually see and open for at the very beginning of this year up in Vex Venue in Saginaw. Please go give that place a check out. They care a lot about their local scene. So Tribe 989, they released this yesterday. I had heard the single Back from the Dead at the beginning of the year when it came out, and it was very good. I thought about actually doing a video by the single by itself, but I figured I had a lot going on, a lot of shows, and I was like, I'm going to have time in March. Let me just wait for the EP to come out, and I am glad I did, because it adds so much. So, if you're a fan of Bullet for My Valentine with a female vocalist kind of sound, you'll just love this band. Like, this band is insane. They're also very kind people. I've had time to talk to all of them. Super nice people. So the first song, which is actually the title track, Garden of Misery, is just such a killer tune. Oh, complete side note, I have notes up here and I'm totally skipping ahead. This whole album first is independent. Obviously, they're not signed to a label, but they produced all of this in their house by themselves. And if you listen to this, it is some of the most polished independent music I've ever heard. It is insane. Like, when I heard that it was like, yeah, we did this all ourselves in our house, I'm like what? Like, it's so polished and produced so well. So big shout out to you guys on that. Like, you guys did such a good job. So there's like a little intro, I think, when they play live, if I remember correctly, and it goes on the down, like it ends on a downbeat, and that's where the song picks up, and it is so massive. The guitar work in this entire album is very melodic, and they do it's a 2 guitar player setup, and they do a very good job of like melding with each other, and I really dig that whole song, or whole thing. Also, there's a string quartet with this, like Fellowship of the Strings, which is a string quartet that got to record with this. Is so cool that they did that. It adds a lot to it. And it's just a great tune. It's also a good intro to the entire album. There's a quote from How I Met Your Mother with Barney Stinson in an episode where they're trying to like pump everybody up. It's New Year's Eve. And he's like, a good mix shouldn't have rise and fall. It's just full rise, full stop. And he starts off with Shot Through the Heart by Bon Jovi. And this album pretty much takes that mindset and runs with it and does exactly what Barney Stinson would want out of an album. It is literally all rise. There's no real ballad. There's like a ballad-esque kind of thing, but there's no real ballad in this tune. It is literally just straight rise, and it's fantastic. Garden of Misery does a good job of introing the feel of like, oh, this is gonna be like heavy, and it's gonna be great. Then we get to Wretched Tragedy. The intro is very video gamey, and what I mean by that is, my first thought when I heard this, I was like, this is like a boss battle in Jet Set Radio Future, or this is a standard level theme for Devil May Cry. That's kind of the tone you get, which is ironic because a lot of Devil May Cry music has kind of this vibe. Like, if you watch the anime or have seen the play the video games, it kind of fits just with like the singer and everything. Also, backing vocals on this whole thing is like really well. Like, I want to learn from the screamer how to scream like he does. Like, I do backing vocals now, and I'm trying to get better at it. I would love to get tips from this guy. But yeah, Wretched Tragedy, like I said, very video gamey like intro. The drumming in this tune is so unreal. I was like, geez, because like I pay attention to drumming a lot more than guitar, which is weird. Like, I'll be like, oh, that's a sick riff, or like, oh, that's like got some good tone, I like that. But if it like talented drumming really catches my attention, and this song does a really good job of it. And this song specifically, well, it's not my favorite solo on the album. We'll get to that. This song really kind of made me rethink how I want to do solos. So I'm going to like kind of work on that and listen to this more and see how I can incorporate a lot of the melodic style into the solo. It's actually really interesting because both of the guitar players, which is Steven and his brother, I believe his name is Chris, please don't murder me if I've got your names wrong, are both big fans of Black Label Society. And as followers of my channel knows, Zakk Wylde is literally my guitar idol. Like, that's why I like pinch harmonics. Also, it's the only thing I can do right on guitar. So, getting into that, the next song is like their party song. It's called Jack and Shine. I want to know the writing process behind writing a party song. I know A Proper Axe has a tune called You Don't Like to Have Fun, You Like to Party, but it's not really like a party tune. It's just we have party in the title. It's actually more of a sad song. Anyway, how do you write a party tune? I want to know. That's what this song it is. I mean, literally one of the lyrics is, I don't want to write another stupid love song. I just want to get drunk and rock all night. And it's like, how do you come up with lines like that? I want to know how you come up with lines like that and how you write. Because like, even the guitar playing, the drumming, the bass, it's all very pump up in a party stand. Like, I could see this be played at a rock party show, or okay, if you're at a concert venue and you're like going to watch a band, sometimes in between shows or sets or whatever, they'll have music playing to like get you excited for this band. This is the perfect example of that kind of music where it is literally just to pump you up in terms of like, let's party, let's have fun, let's go get like a drink and just like hang out and like rock out and have fun. That's this song, literally. And so it's really cool. I want to know the writing process. Tribe, please, if you would like, tell me your secrets. Not really. Just tell me like the writing process behind coming up with a party tune, or anybody. It doesn't have to necessarily be Tribe. If you have tips on how to write a party song or a party anthem that gets people really moving, let me know. I'd love to know. Then we get to has my favorite solo. I don't know if it's my favorite track, but it has my favorite solo, which is Time Wasted, which you could argue is like the ballad of the album, but it's not. It has the coolest bell effects of just like, it rings out throughout the whole song. And when you hear that at the very beginning, it's like, oh, this is going to be so hard. This is going to go so hard. It's great. It's a very emotional tune, which you can kind of get from the vibes if you really pay attention to the lyrics, and I really enjoyed it. This has my favorite solo. It is so melodic. I love how there's like a big open space and then it comes in with a solo, and I'm just like, yes. Like I said, this whole album has really made me rethink how solos should be played. During the interview, and by the interview was on Sessions. Go check Sessions out. They live stream, they play the interviews on the radio. They're amazing people. Adam from Sessions is super cool. Go check them out. Yes, I'm gonna plug everything I can think of to plug. But yeah, it was cool to hear like the story behind this. So then we get the single, which is Back from the Dead, which was the very first song I got to hear by Tribe 989. I listened to the tune on the way to the show that I had opened for them. I had heard of the band name before, but I hadn't really checked the tunes out. I don't know if you know this, but Michigan has a lot of local bands, and sometimes it's hard to keep up with everybody. So I was like, oh, I've been meaning to check this band out, and I pulled it up, and I was like, this is really sick. And it's a good banger. Like I said, first song I heard from them. The intro, it's got a cool intro. I'm sorry, I'm like reading my notes. And very catchy hook, very good breakdown. That's something else. I believe Jess, the singer, is the one who writes most of the lyrics, and I'd like to know how they kind of write the instrumental parts along with it. She's very good at writing hooks. Very reminiscent of Caleb Shomo from Beartooth and Attack Attack. His specialty, I think, is writing hooks, and she kind of has that. that goes along with it. So their tunes are catchy for a reason. It's not just because it's very talented instrumental work. It's not just because this album was produced fantastically. They're good, catchy tunes. That's just the point. Like, you boil down to it, it's catchy. People are going to like it. And as we go to the last song, going on catchy, War Cry, which starts out with just kind of that whole, like, anthem vibe. I have to take a pause because I just remembered there is my favorite thing in the last song in Back from the Dead. It has banter. It has banter. I love it when artists throw some form of banter in it. And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil like what the banter is. It's a little 10-second clip, not even 10 seconds, but it's so funny. And I'm like, yes, album banter, yes. I don't ever want that to die. I want every band to have some sort of like album banter or like little talking clip at the end. So sorry, I wanted to mention that because it made me like literally laugh out loud and smile because I was like, yes. Anyway, back to War Cry. War Cry does a good job at really ending this album, as Garden of Misery really starts the album out strong. War Cry ends it strong because it kind of takes a little bit of everything from the rest of the album. It's what you can consider an anthem, much like Jack and Shine is. It's very melodic, and it also has just very solid drumming. Also, this is a little personal thing. I could hear this song and I'd close my eyes and I was just imagining watching late 2000s, early 2010 Naruto AMVs, like with Linkin Park. Like that's like during a fight scene or something. That's what made me think of. Yeah, the tone on this, like the whole album, obviously, but the tone on this song specifically is very, very sick. I was just like, yes, please, more of this. And when I saw them live, they do a Taylor Swift cover. I didn't know it was a Taylor Swift cover, and I'm like, this is a great song. And then Stephanie was like, that's a Taylor Swift tune. I'm like, what? So yeah, they're a really good band. They're a really solid band. They do a very good job of just like showing off their professionalism with their instruments. They're very kind people and very genuine. So please go check out Garden of Misery by Tribe 989. They are like this album is worth your time. It's 6 tracks. It's a great EP. If you've never heard of the band, this is probably the best way to get into this band is listening to this EP. So yeah, their next show is actually with a proper act, kind of. We're both playing at a music festival in Oscoda called Cabin Fever Fest. They're playing Friday. We're playing Saturday. I'm going to try to get up there Friday because I really want to see Tribe 989 again. There's a bunch of other bands that are going to be there, like True Devil, Nuke in the Night Shift, Cheaper Than Water, Sonic Smut, and there are more that I'm just not thinking about that are going to be at this show. Please come to the show. It's fun. It's going to be a great time. It's March 20th and March 21st this month. So yeah, had to give myself a little plug for a proper acts in there, but like I said, Tribe 989 is going to be there. They're also opening up for I think the US's biggest Ozzy Osbourne tribute band at the venue in Cadillac, which is sick. Like, that place is huge. So big shout out to Tribe 989 getting that show. I think tickets are only $20, which is a great deal. Go reach out to them if you want to get tickets to that show. They have a whole tour set up. Go check out Tribe 989 on their Instagram, Facebook, Bandcamp, all that good stuff. And thank you for checking out this video. And yeah, if you want to see more, why don't you subscribe and leave a like, comment. Let me know a local artist that I should check out from either, I do a lot of Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio, mostly Michigan. But yeah, I would love to check out any local artist you might have to recommend. I listen to all sorts of styles of music, so unless it's polka. I really don't like polka. Weird Al is the only one that gets a pass on that. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. Jack Punkington signing out. Peace, everybody.